Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we have a special guest here with us today. I know you have seen her in some of our videos, but today she's going to introduce herself and you are going to learn more about her. So without further ado, I would like our guest to introduce herself now.
Hi guys, hi Judy. Thank
Hi.
you for having me in the
Welcome
channel.
once again. Thank you for coming.
Welcome. My name is Pasi Chelangat. I am Judy's niece. I call her my aunt, and I am a student in France. And I came to France to do my studies in 2019. So I left Kenya way back after my Form 4, I think in 2017. And across the years, I have changed countries. I moved to Mauritius for some few years, and then I came to France, where I did my bachelor and finished my master's recently. That's all I can say about myself.
Wow, that's nice. And if you are wondering, today we are going to talk about the topic moving across Kenya to Mauritius and France, and how she has been able to keep up with the Christian faith in these three countries. So, this is the main topic of today. And before we start with our first question, so I've written down some questions. We urge you to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And let's get started. So, would you please walk me through your faith journey from Kenya, when you were in Kenya and then you moved to Mauritius, and then also when you moved to France?
Okay, I mean, growing up in Kenya, like you and many other families,
Yeah.
we grew up in a Christian family.
Yeah.
So my journey of faith, I can say, started way back when I was young. We were going to church, and then I went to a Catholic high school. So basically, that was also part of my faith. Going to church, I think it was around 4 times a week.
That's
Yeah.
so like Sundays, Saturday, Sunday, and
Just Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, Saturday morning, and
Okay.
Sunday morning.
okay, devotions in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like masses and devotion, and then we have in between also there's choir practice. There's a lot to do with faith in between,
Yeah.
but the four of them was when we were in church.
Okay.
And then I finished school, continued going to church from time to time, and then now when I moved to Mauritius, now you know you're independent, you're no longer with your parents. It's now you to look for the faith.
Yeah.
So I was going to church on Sundays, going for mass, and then I mean for sure at that time I didn't know which other churches were available when I just arrived in Mauritius, but at least it is predominantly a Catholic country as well.
Okay.
For the Christians, we have a lot of Catholics, so there was a lot of Catholic churches. I was able to go. And then when I came to France, France is also another predominantly Catholic state. So there are a lot of churches, a lot of Catholic churches everywhere. So you don't necessarily get lost. So that's how the journey of faith has been. Started off really from routine with my parents, and then going to school as well. Those are like I have to do because that is what the routine is.
Yes.
And then I'll move to being independent and doing it because I want to do. And then I think when I now moved to France in 2019 is when it now became a personal affair. Very much personal affair where trying to know God, started doing my Bible study more seriously, doing some fast. That's how my faith then grew to be a personal level. Yeah.
And what inspired you to be more, to move closer to Christ? Because from the routine and to more closer to God, what inspired you?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't really remember one thing, but what I can say is I think growing up and just being, I can say being a woman, because now you know you're just a girl, carefree. and then I am now more intentional with my life,
Yeah.
trying to, I can say, identify myself. Who am
Yeah.
I really? That gave me a period of opening my eyes, opening my mind, because my second year when I was in Mauritius was very intense academically.
Yeah.
It was always like, if you fail, you won't be able to come to France, because third year was coming to France.
Okay.
So if you fail, you couldn't come to France, and class was not easy. So I had gone through a lot of that, a lot of stress, and then when I finally arrived to France, I was like, now I am here. What's next?
Yeah.
So I remember I took a social media break. I deactivated my Instagram, and then I started being closer to God. Made some decisions in my life which involved changing my music completely to gospel. And thankfully, I had a Bible with me, which I was gifted by my dad when I finished Form 4. So I was like, I've been having this Bible all my life. I wasn't been opening that one for Sunday, but now let's be more intentional. So that's how it started.
Yeah. Thanks be to God. You made that decision. And did you encounter any challenges during this time of transition?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges. I think the biggest was language. You know, you're moving from your comfort zone. In Kenya, I am home. Could be I'm going to church, Kikale in Kipsigis, that I'm very comfortable going, be it Kiswahili, be it English, those are like my comfort zone. And now here I am in Mauritius. They used to speak both English and French, but predominantly French.
Okay.
Yeah. And they also have a local dialect which is called what was the name of that language? I don't remember very well. Creole. It's called Creole. So which is a mix of French and the local language there. So the church was preaching in French or Creole. But thankfully, as a Catholic, the system or the church is almost the same everywhere. So I know it's time for preaching. I know this is time to give out offering. I know this is time to be standing, to be sitting, etc. But understanding what the preaching was about was difficult because I don't understand the language. Well, so it was either I have my app on my phone which is telling me today's reading is this, so that I can follow. So I can go with my English Bible, follow it in English, and then they are reading in French and preach in French. So the preaching is not there. Actually, that one can be another reason I can give for the previous question. How did I become more intentional? It was because of the language. I was not understanding what was being preached in church, so I decided, let me find it for myself. So I found myself now on YouTube looking for preaching, and then now that's how my faith began. Another challenge was also community. You know, it's very difficult to find community. You are alone. I am with my friends. One of my friends is Muslim, another one different faiths. You know, so that is not like a faith-based community. So finding a faith-based community is another challenge. You find yourself alone in the pursuit of Christ. So those are the two main challenges I can highlight here.
And before we continue, we want to ask you also if you have ever moved from your country and moved to another abroad to another country where they are speaking also other languages or even your language. Like, tell us in the comments below if you are Christian and how you are able to integrate, what challenges you went through, and what you can advise other people who are also wishing to move abroad to these countries. And coming to my next question, after also listening to the challenges that you went through, what has helped you to stay rooted in the faith up to now?
To remain really intentional and rooted in my faith, I think it was when I understood it's a personal journey. It's me looking for Christ, you know. It's my life. That really has helped me to switch and look at it differently. And then there are also various resources, like with my Bible, as I mentioned, being able to do Bible study where I have a personal routine. Before I go to bed, let me do a Bible study and then sleep. And then also being part of some online communities.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there's maybe a church I am fellowshipping with online. They are doing a fast. So maybe I partake in the fast. Having lots of friends who are believing.
Yeah.
With some of my friends, we started a Bible study group. At least that keeps you in track. You know that we are fellowshipping together.
Yeah.
And then also changing my my entertainment days.
Yeah.
Listening to preachings, gospel music. That has really kept me on my toes and feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. We also will continue praying that we continue being rooted in faith.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This will be our last question. What advice can you give to those who are wishing to move to Mauritius, let's say to France or any other countries abroad, and they're also Christians or would like to be a Christians? What advice can you give them in general?
In general, the first advice, of course, is know why you're pursuing faith. Once you're intentional about it and it's a personal affair, whatever happens outside, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because take an instance, you move to a non-believing state, maybe Hindu state or Muslim state, you might not easily find churches. But if I know what I want, that will keep me grounded. Another thing is to look out for communities. Search through social media, could be Facebook, Instagram, find for churches or Bible believing communities around you. And then keeping also your friends. Like for the Bible study I mentioned, we are not all in France, so we do it online. Most of them are in Kenya. So keeping your friends who are
back at home.
So that you can continue growing in faith together. And of course, be intentional about the people you keep around you. Finding friends who can uplift you in faith so that you are able to continue growing. And then have a personal routine on how to be closer to God. It be it Bible study, personal fast, personal devotions. That's what I can say.
So, hey, friends and family, this comes to the end. And I hope you've taken something from this conversation here we have with Chela. I've also taken something to apply in my own life and in my own faith. If you are interested, also, we did a Bible study together, and we shall be doing this Bible study every week. So, go check that one out. And we'd like to thank you once again. As I said, please comment and share your advice for other people who are wishing to move to abroad, especially those who are Christians and want to be rooted in faith. So I would like to give a 1 minute for the last word before we come to an end.
Okay, so again, thank you for the good job you are doing with Faith by Judy. Let's all continue rallying behind her, subscribing and commenting. The last word I can give is faith, as I mentioned severally, is a personal journey. It doesn't matter what family thinks, what your friends are doing. It is what I am doing aligning with my values. Is it what I want to? Is it what or leading me where I want to be? So let's keep that in mind and do things we will be proud of, things we will not regret thereafter.
So thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. And until next time,
bye.